Today, I'm answering you guys' most commonly asked stretch septum questions. First, how long did it take me to stretch my septum? I've been stretching my septum for just shy of 3 years. I started at an 8 gauge as I got my septum pierced at an 8 gauge, and I am now at 11 millimeters. What was my most painful stretch? Easily 6 gauge to 4 gauge. I don't know what it was, but that was truly the only stretch that hurt me. As you go bigger, does it get more painful to stretch? In my experience, it's actually quite the opposite. As you go bigger, your jewelry gets heavier, so your nose in turn naturally stretches a little bit faster. So for me, this made a lot of my larger stretches less painful. How long should you wait in between stretches? You should be waiting at the bare fucking minimum 3 months in between stretches. I personally waited much longer in between most of my stretches. Where should you buy a stretching kit? The answer to this is quite simple, and that is do not buy stretching kits. It's not safe to rely on pinches and tapers to size up your septum because that's how you get a blowout. The way you should be doing it is dead stretching with the assistance of pinches. Do not use tapers on your septum, for fuck's sake. You shouldn't have to be forcing shit through your nose to get your septum to stretch. It's not supposed to be excruciating, as a little bit of discomfort is normal, but if you're shaking and crying like you see people doing it online, your septum is not ready. Just wait a little longer and be fucking patient. What's my favorite and least favorite thing about having a stretched septum? My favorite thing is that I feel hot as fuck almost all the time, and my least favorite thing is when I have allergies or I have a cold. That shit's the absolute fucking worst because my nose gets so dry and irritated from having to wipe it all the time and blow in my nose, so sometimes it'll crack and bleed. Does it smell? My septum, I haven't really noticed having too much of a smell, and that's because I clean it every day. If you're not cleaning your septum regularly, it's gonna start to stink, and that's just bad hygiene. Does it get in the way of eating? Sometimes when I'm eating certain foods or drinking out of glasses, it can get in the way, but I just make sure that I have a lot of napkins on hand. If I'm home and not around anybody, I'll take it out while I eat, but when I'm out and about, I always have it in. What is my advice to people that are considering starting stretching their septums? Be patient. I can't stress that enough. I know how exciting it can be to start stretching your septum and how you'll want to be sizing up faster and faster, but trust me, you'll thank yourself later for waiting. Jojoba oil is your best friend. That is my ride or die oil that I use to size up any of my piercings. Avoid acrylic jewelry at all costs. Acrylic is a porous material, so it traps bacteria in it, and this puts you at risk of infection while you're healing. What is my favorite style of septum jewelry? Hands down, captive bead rings. I'll be wearing my captive bead at my fucking funeral. What size did I start denting? I actually haven't dented yet. My nose has definitely changed shape, but I have not dented. Once someone does start denting, it does take a lot longer for your septum to heal in between stretches, and you'll notice that you'll be much more sore for months on end sometimes. Are there good websites for any larger jewelry? I really like Urban Body Jewelry and Arctic Buffalo, but since sizing up to 11 millimeters, I've only had luck on Etsy, and the shop that I absolutely love is Laughing Buddha. What do you do when you want a stretch septum, but you don't know if it'll suit you? Get a fake one and try it out. People online will shit on that, but it's the smartest thing you can do, honestly, because septum stretching is a serious body modification and can be permanent. So it's wicked important that you know that it's something that you definitely want to do. That's all I got for you today. Thank you so much for watching. What other piercings of mine would you like me to talk about? All of my links are in my bio, and goodbye, and gatekeep.